Welcome, listeners, to HP News Channel. Today, we'll follow the latest developments from the conflict in Ukraine, where the voice of President Volodymyr Zelensky echoes as far as the United States, and the alarm bells about the brutality of war ring out once again from the city of Sumy. As the conflict in Ukraine continues with relentless pain and loss, President Volodymyr Zelensky made a direct appeal to Mr. Trump. In an interview with CBS on the 13th of April, 2025, the Ukrainian leader urged Mr. Trump to visit his country to witness firsthand the devastation caused by Russia's military campaign. Quote from President Zelensky: "Before making any decisions, any form of negotiation, please come to see with your own eyes the people, the soldiers, the hospitals, the churches, and the children who have been killed or had their lives ruined." This invitation comes at a time when Mr. Trump is increasingly expressing interest in finding a peaceful resolution to the conflict, urging both Moscow and Kyiv to reach a ceasefire agreement. However, despite these calls, Mr. Trump has yet to secure significant concessions from Russia in the ongoing negotiations. Ukraine and several Western allies expressed concern that Russia is deliberately prolonging the negotiation process, perhaps to gain military advantages on the ground. For his part, Mr. Trump has also spoken out about the conflict on the Truth Social platform, calling it senseless and saying it should never have happened, while urging Russia to act. While the invitation from Kyiv continues to draw international attention, another heartbreaking event has occurred, sounding the alarm about the brutality of war. United Nations Secretary-General Antonio Guterres expressed his utter shock at the Russian military's missile attack on the city of Sumy, a city in northern Ukraine. According to reports from Ukrainian officials cited by Reuters, 2 ballistic missiles rained down on the center of Sumy on the 13th of April, causing a horrific humanitarian disaster. At least 34 people were killed, and another 117 wounded in the attack. Images from the scene show widespread destruction, collapsed buildings, and the overwhelming grief of the residents. Quote from Secretary-General Antonio Guterres: "Any attacks targeting civilians and civilian infrastructure are strictly prohibited under international humanitarian law," while calling for the establishment of a sustainable ceasefire. In response to the tragedy in Sumy, the White House also issued a statement, calling Russia's attack a stark reminder of the necessity of peace negotiations. U.S. National Security Council spokesman Brian Hughes emphasized that today's missile attack on Sumy is a clear and stark reminder of why Mr. Trump's efforts to end this terrible war are so critical at this moment. The reaction from the White House underscores the urgency of finding a diplomatic solution to the conflict, especially as military actions continue to inflict immense suffering on civilians. The appeals from both President Zelensky and the United Nations, along with the response from the White House, indicate a growing international concern about the humanitarian situation in Ukraine. Will President Zelensky's invitation sway Mr. Trump and lead to a stronger intervention from the United States? Can the ceasefire negotiation efforts achieve a breakthrough in the face of ongoing brutal military actions? The answers remain uncertain. However, the events of the 13th of April, 2025, have once again etched into our minds the value of peace and the necessity of protecting civilians in all conflicts. The plea from Ukraine and the alarm bells from Sumy serve as powerful reminders of a future where war and violence no longer sow sorrow and loss.